Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 3 in this series between Life and Happy. Happy spawning on the bottom right hand side of Amazonia. Meanwhile, over here on the top left, we have Life spawning as the Red Night Elf. Night Elf versus Undead in this 1v1 matchup as things are still progressing. So far, Happy down the whole 0-2 in this series. Gonna have to really make some smart plays and better plays in order to catch back up. What has Life done so far throughout this matchup? Well, Life seems to have had a couple of things go his way early in game number 2, and then by establishing an expansion, just push the economic advantage far too far for Happy to really catch up. Now, game number 3 has started, and we'll see what is going to be going on here as we're looking at a Demon Hunter once more with, well, obviously an Archer popping on out of here. Meanwhile, it will be another Death Knight with some early ghouls. Now, sometimes players may wonder, why don't you switch your hero? Why don't you switch your strategy when you're in the hole 2-0? Well, when you're in the hole 2-0, you really want to approach the game with your absolute best. Yes, your opponent may know how to counter your best, but at the same time, you want to know that you did everything you did. You won the game, or you were able to win the game, as opposed to forcing your opponent to win the game, as opposed to giving your opponent the game that you lost. If you play your not absolute most supreme strategies at this stage in the game, things can get awry and get away from you extremely quickly. As the Demon Hunter now backs off here. Demon Hunter does have a Circlet of Nobility, and where exactly is the Demon Hunter of Life, of Life looking to go? Happy currently back across here, hoping to clear out this Ogre Magi creep camp, and hoping to clear out that Ogre Magi creep camp. It looks like it is going to be Claws of Attack +6, a very powerful item. Indeed, that is the only +6 item that actually drops from that particular creep camp. It's not that I actually was able to read that. Anyways, Demon Hunter trying to chase after that ghoul. The ghoul will be able to slip through, and the Death Knight with Unholy Aura able to get his units back home quickly. Now, what is going to be that follow-up play? Death Knight still wandering around here. Demon Hunter not really bothering to go after. Oh, this could be a potential problem. If that one specific skeletal minion does get taken out, it will give level 2, adding more durability to that unit there as a ghoul gets taken out instead. Oh, Happy, not happy about that latest development right there. Elise did get 2 skeletal minions for all of his efforts. Down goes that Null Brute, level 2 now on the Death Knight. He does have Death Coil available to him, so he can try and finish off some more of these other units. Alright, Demon Hunter, Archers now making their way to the bottom right here. Is that ghoul gonna be, well, is the Demon Hunter is just gonna finish it off and get even more experience? And it looks like Life is just winning all of the small battles pretty consistently so far, as he pretty much walks inside this base. No Nerubian Tower is up yet. No Poacher getting in a little bit of damage. Death Knight is at level 2 and will be able to launch some death coils if and when necessary, but so far things still not going Happy's way at all. Ghouls making their way over here to the top left once more. Demon Hunter now looking to back off. Is he going to be able to get surrounded? No, he'll break free with those boots of speed, as the Death Knight has to force himself to play this little game, as he knows the Demon Hunter can easily get into position and try and disrupt him. Meanwhile, back at home, some free teching and some free collection in those Moonwells is underway here. The Death Knight perhaps should just venture back off to the north a little bit more. He's trying to use this ramp to his advantage with the limited sight on that Demon Hunter, but that's just not happening so far. He's trying to use that ramp, get the surround onto the Demon Hunter, but the units are not really moving in the way that he needs them to in order to get a fairly strong surround. All right, let's go ahead and continue to See what's happening here. There are archers off to the side, and those archers are shadow melted, so he pretty much knows exactly what's happening. And instead, this is going to become a pincer play. The panda with the is going to get the breath of fire off. Brutes of speed should have been transferred over to the panda, and all of those ghouls, they should all be 70 hit points lower with the cone attack from that breath of fire. That is not going to be the case this time, though. Demon Hunter now still making its rounds across, as we now see the Nerubian tower is up in addition to the auto attack from that main tower there. Black Citadel upgrade now underway. Breath of fire going across multiple units. There's a death coil. Is the panda going to end up being surrounded? Archers are trying to break it free. There's a mana burn again. Another ghoul could get taken down as a Scroll of Town Portal transferred with 8 hit points. A beautiful, beautiful transfer right there. All you units teleporting back home, and the panda now, well, refreshed and ready to go. That did not happen early enough during, late enough during nightfall to really be of any true damage. Those Moonwells will fill back up to about 100 mana or so. At least this one will. These weren't even touched at all, as we're now looking at the Death Knight, hoping to at least get a little bit more experience and have things go his way. Happy not in as good of a position as he was in game number 2. We'll see if he can make up some lost ground by taking down this Forest Troll Warlord creep camp. Some very, very strong drops would be very beneficial now. Tome of Strength +2 as well. +2 attack, +50 additional hit points, but the Demon Hunter may be able to pick it up. All right, what's going to happen here? Death Knight, does he get the experience? Yes, and he gets the Hellstone. Is he going to now go after the Demon Hunter? Yes, Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage, and now going to get, almost got surrounded, but the ghouls, breath of fire across them the other way. One archer pings one down. Another archer could have pinged down another one right there, as the Demon Hunter now chasing after that Death Knight. Death Knight trying to get back closer to his units. Is he going to get mana burned once more? No, the Lich will instead get mana burned, as we are now finishing that Black Citadel upgrade. All right. Tome of Strength +2 has been left behind. That Death Knight should have picked it up earlier. +2 additional damage, plus 50 hit points if the Death Knight has any sort of narrow escapes, or if the Death Knight could have finished off a unit that had 10 hit points or so. I will blame it on the book. Lich going after these units here. Lich gonna be staying at level 1. Death Knight will, however, get to level 3, as we now see an Obsidian statue joining on the fight. However, a Crypt Fiend getting caught in transit, an absolute nightmare here, but the Death Knight will have enough mana for that Death Coil. Wait for it there. There's the mana burn a little bit late, as the Crypt Fiend now tries to walk back off to the north. All right, Breath of Fire does hit. Is it going to hit the Crypt Fiend? The Crypt Fiend able to escape back home at 120 hit points. That slow poison doing a little bit more damage over time as well. Let's see, the Death Knight. Is it going to purchase? Yeah, it purchases an Orb of Corruption and should be giving that to the Lich as it moves back out. You can see only one Obsidian statue so far. Populations is currently sitting at 45 compared to 40. Happy, currently down 5 supply, as we're looking at the Lich and the Death Knight looking to clear out a 5-4-4 creep camp. This, I believe, well, no, it should give the Lich level 2, especially if the Death Knight backs off. If the Death Knight backs off completely, then it will definitely give level 2. It does not seem to be the case any longer, as there is a Tome of Agility +2 right there. Is it going to get picked up? Yes, it is. Mana burn there. You can see there are 2 bears that are not in bear form. But even though they are, yes, finally one bear does go ahead and transform. Another bear should go ahead and transform as well. Otherwise, they could get focused down rather fast. As you can see, that is the current case right now. Demon Hunter does have Rejuvenation and Roar, just pushing through this, and there is not enough of a line. It looks as though Happy invested a lot into getting into tier 3, but doesn't have the army to really support it. And after a second Scroll of Town Portal burn, he is now down 14 supply. Panda using a Clarity Potion and also a Rejuvenation Potion, gonna be able to get back up to 285 mana without much of a problem, as Nightfall, the beneficial time for Night Elves, is coming in. You can also see Tree of Life has been established here. Panda sitting at level 4. Demon Hunter getting close to level 4. Panda still sitting at level 3. And at this point, life seems unbeatable. There is nothing that Happy can really do to make up the loss right now. He can't afford to engage his opponent, and all life needs to do is fight relatively close to this base. As long as he can get that base established and set up, he is going to have the economic advantage going into the long game. Dryads are already prancing across here. Oh, Obsidian Statue, is it going to get lost in transit? No, it is not. However, there is the Black Citadel already engaging right now. A lot of damage being absorbed by that Dryad. The Dryad actually taking the most damage from this particular tower. Should perhaps have backed off and instead now transitioned over to a bear. Microwing the Black Citadel to make sure to go after and get the most damage here, as we are looking at, well, the death of that slaughterhouse now. Are we going to see perhaps an engagement here? Are we going to see enough Crypt Fiend? The Crypt Fiends are not upgraded. The ghouls are going to try and engage. They're going to get torn apart as well, as a mana burn onto a fairly low hit point Destroyer, as the Destroyer now goes to the back here. All right, Destroyer tries to absorb some mana, not trying to get away. It looks as though it could end up getting taken down by the Orb of Venom attacks, purposely trying to stay away there. It is trying to absorb some mana and regenerate some hit points. Meanwhile, fighting within the range of these towers is the only thing that can really be going for him at all, as the Demon Hunter is at 4. Bear does get taken out. One bear now down. Death Knight using a potion of invulnerability. There is Vampiric Aura currently available, as the units are still trying to engage. The Destroyers need to go after either the Bear or the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter does have an Orb of Venom, and it is going to get surrounded there. There's a mana burn right now. Death Knight using a potion of healing as the fight is underway. Happy pretty much putting everything into this. Is he going to Scroll of Healing in time? Yes, he will, as the Lich is now the front line of this army. Staff of Preservation on the Panda will most likely be sending this Demon Hunter back home here in just a moment. Dryads are trying to focus down that. That is not going to go its way, as the Destroyers are now going after the Bear. The Bear is the major point of damage, and the Bear is now gone. And that situation was a brilliant play by Happy to hold off that attack by life. Oh, there is a Bear. Come, just turn around and take it out. That was a free give me Bear right there. And just, yeah, that was, I don't know, that swing right there. It is now only an 8 supply difference, and you got to remember there is an expansion currently being added here, so the supply of the armies is actually much closer. All right. Oh, this is actually funny. You can actually get close to there, and those Murlocs are sleeping, so they will not. They won't wake up at all. All right. Dryads are now coming in. Oh, this is potentially bad. If a Destroyer gets taken down, Destroyer down to 105 hit points, and the Demon Hunter ignores the Destroyer. What is going on? More attacks coming in. There goes one Destroyer. There goes the Red Drake. Boots of Quoth the Lost units in a mass frantic run, as the Goblin Zeppelin from Happy trying to pick up all of these low hit point units, picking up the majority of them, and the Death Knight now being left to himself. Tome of Strength +2 picked up by the Demon Hunter. Death Knight here sells the Boots of Quoth the Lost, picks up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as a last-ditch effort to be able to rejoin up with the rest of that undead army. All right, Death Knight now coming across here. You can see the attacks already coming into play. Death Knight now looking to regroup. Is it going to get attacked? There is some slow poison already, as the Death Knight should have just headed back onto the Blight. Why would it not do that? You need to fight at your base in order to really get anything going. Lich is back across over here. You can see the Crypt Fiends. There's a Potion of Healing. Death Knight now finally rejoined in. Breath of Fire. But there's not much that can be done. All right, Obsidian Statue needs to make its way back out onto the field. Take some mana burn. Lich is now at level 3. Obsidian Statue gonna get destroyed before it even really starts to heal, and there it goes. That was pretty much the last thing that could actually help Happy, being able to heal back up his army while fighting on Blight, evening out the regeneration between Nightfall for the Night Elves and Blight for the Undead. New slaughterhouse being constructed once more. So that slaughterhouse is the 3rd time it is being added. We've also seen, I believe, 2 scrolls of Town Portal used, and just a lot of one-use items in order to try and equalize things. That is just not going its way at all. Life is completely controlling the pacing of this game, now with almost double the supply of his opponent, as the Demon Hunter just needs to not allow Happy to leave his base. As long as he trades semi-efficiently at this point, he is going to be in a great position. All right, Black Citadel and desperately getting attacked. Demon Hunter is right here. There's a rejuvenation onto the Demon Hunter. There is one Destroyer. Destroyer quickly devour magics that, and now going after the bear. The bear, however, quickly focused down. Death Knight down to, what, 362 hit points, needs to get away as the bear ventures a bit too far and may get punished for it. Down to 136 hit points, and it looks like it will be able to head back home. Rejuvenation onto that bear, as this bear now in a little bit of trouble. That negative armor really amplifying the damage that it's taking, but the destroyers have not been able to get into position at all. Where are those Crypt Fiends that we need to see? The bears, the lines are just not being established at all, and this is the difference when you're watching players here, as we're going to see the bear, Staff of Preservation cooldown was ready, as the Destroyer going to try and do a bit of a chase once more. All right, Demon Hunter is in position, gets an Orb of Venom attack off and a mana burn onto that Lich. All that Lich is now is a glorified Archer or Crypt Fiend with a -5 armor debuff, which I guess is fairly useful still. New Obsidian statue finally joining in on that fight. And back out onto the field, 70 compared to 39. Main gold mines still have plenty of gold, at least for now, as we're going to come across an engagement here in the middle in just a moment. However, I do not believe that Life is going to be making any critical mistakes with the army advantage that he has. As long as the bears are in the front and the dryads are behind, I don't see how this can be, how things can, well, the dryads are in the front and the bears are behind right now. So if somehow Life constantly engages that way and doesn't realize that, well, the Crypt Fiends can tear through those dryads rather quickly, then things can go from bad to worse very fast. All right, there's a Devour Magic, removing some of that roar. He is now engaging back. You can see the Black Citadel dangerously dropping low on hit points. Acolytes trying to repair. Scroll of Healing was counteracted. Death Knight able to finish off one bear now down. Another bear going to get taken down. And at this point, this is turning into a pure base race, and that is it. Life taking out Happy 3-0 in the quarterfinals of the Ting Invitational. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.